Hey, lovely people. How are you? It's Libby. I'm calling in from down here in the very hot New Zealand at the bottom of the world. It's summer down here, but we're still knitting. Have no fear. I'm Libby. I'm the designer at Truly Myrtle. I design knitting patterns, and I'm also the founder of Wardrobe Toolbox, and that is the place where you come and find out how to make patterns fit you and modify some of your patterns if you want to make some crazy changes to them, and just turn them into creations that are just for you. So the doors for Wardrobe Toolbox open twice a year, and they're about to open in March. So mark your calendar. I'll come back and talk to you about that more when it's going to happen. But in the meantime, hi, how are you? This is my live podcast. I go live every Thursday on YouTube and Facebook, and I'm hoping that I'm in both places because I had a little funny glitch with Facebook. And I am brilliant. I can see you from YouTube and Facebook. How are you, lovely people? Sunny in Florida, Jess. I think we've got the same weather today. It's very hot down here. I've already been for a swim. I was so hot this morning. Hey, Rebecca, nice to see you. 34 degrees. 38 or 40 today before a thunderstorm. Look, Rebecca, I think I couldn't cope with that. Yesterday it was saying 29. I had to go, my daughter's, I had to take her out in the afternoon. And I think it was about 6 o'clock, and it was saying 29 in my car. That's Celsius for those of you in the Fahrenheit land. And I can't really cope with that. I'm a 23, 24 kind of person, and that's what I like. Hi, Claire, nice to see you. So I am going to, hi, Barbara, nice to see you too. Not hot enough for a swim. Whew. Yeah, I've had my swim. I've been swimming twice a day. It's so nice. And of course, it's just, I don't even have to wear togs, which is, I just absolutely love. So I take my towel and I dive and I do a few lengths, and then I love it. It's so nice. I love swimming. Hi, Bernadette. Nice to see you too. I am going to talk to you today about where you can come and learn from me, where I'm teaching over the next little while, because there's a couple of places that I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to be teaching at a few places this year, but I thought I'll just tell you about the first few that are coming kind of soon, and then you can come and join me if you want to. Now, those of you in Wardrobe Toolbox, you already know about how I teach, and a lot of you say you like it, so that's good. I do like to make things understandable, and it might be because I need things to be understandable, but I like to break things down and just explain not just the how but the why, because I think, I'm one of those people that likes to give you a fishing line rather than the fish. And so that's, you'll get it. I kind of am exactly the same as I am now. In fact, my mother said to me yesterday, I like watching your podcast, she said, because it's like I'm having a cup of tea with you. And I think that is true. I am just exactly the same on the camera as I am off the camera. So this is what you get. You get me. And so I'm teaching. And I thought I'd sort of talk about first why. Why would you take a knitting lesson? Because a lot of people don't take a knitting lesson. And why would you? Why would you do that? And I think I've been thinking about that. And I think partly for me, it's community. I really enjoy getting together with other knitters, and just we all get it. We all understand why you're saying, oh my gosh, I just need to knit, or I just can't possibly stop right now. You don't understand. I am in the middle of something here. I'm trying to count, or whatever it is, or you pick up a skein of yarn, which I've got some to show you next week. Pick up a skein of yarn and you just think, oh let my heart, beat harder. We just get it. We understand what it is. We understand the process and the challenges that come with it. We understand the thrill of finishing something. We understand the disappointment when it didn't go very well. We understand all of that. So I like that about it. And you're in a room with a whole lot of people who get it. That's really nice. I also really like it because I don't know about you, but I taught myself to knit. I mean, I didn't. My grandmother taught me. And fortunately for me, I'm left-handed, and she actually taught me right-handed, which was helpful for me. And I'm reasonably ambidextrous, so that was okay. But I'd never had any knitting lessons when I was growing up. I just knitted stuff I didn't understand. I picked up patterns. I remember when I was younger, right into my 20s. And even when I had my son, I was 30 then, I would pick up a knitting pattern and it would have these words in it which I would just ignore, like gauge and yarn, the type of yarn. I just basically ignored that. Or needles. I had yarn, I had needles, I had pattern. What more did I need? That's what I thought. And so, sure enough, my kids had wonky jumpers with sleeves that were too long down to here. I would often, I made myself not as many things when I was really making tons for them, but I did still make myself quite a lot of stuff. And I often made things that were too big. I choose a size. I'd be like, well, I'm always like a medium, so I guess I'll go for a medium in here. And all of those things, I just had no idea what I was doing. Blocking, that was not a word I didn't understand. I could weave away ends, kind of, and then that was finished. They were finished after that. I had no concept of all of that. I understood about washing wool. I knew how to wash wool. I'd grown up with my mum washing wool. I also understood the difference between natural fibers and man-made fibers. That was it. I didn't understand there was any difference after that. And so I didn't get, I would think totally undiscriminatory between whether something had silk in it, although very rarely I would see that, or alpaca or whatever. I just had absolutely no idea. Scratchy or soft. That was probably the limit of it. So I, like a lot of us, I just knitted. And it was a bit like, well, cross your fingers and hope for the best. And if it doesn't fit this child, it'll probably fit another one. And if it doesn't fit me, I'll give it to someone. It was a bit like that. And so you kind of feel like, I don't know if I love knitting and I do a lot of knitting, but how much knitting do I want to do for myself in that situation? Anyway, the thing about going to a lesson, depending on the lesson you choose, is you can either really focus in on things like techniques and setting yourself up and understanding how a pattern works, or you could go down the whole route, which we do in Wardrobe Toolbox, which is all about, okay, I have a pattern and I want to fit that pattern. I want that pattern to turn out how it is in my head. I like the picture. I like the way that woman is wearing it in the picture, and I want to wear it like that. And so we learn about how to make that happen. I've got heaps to talk to you about with Wardrobe Toolbox in upcoming weeks because it's 5 years. We're celebrating our 5-year anniversary, and with 5 years, we are having an overhaul of Wardrobe Toolbox. I have learned so much about teaching knitting over these 5 years, and we're just having some big changes in there. It's fun changes. A lot is going to stay the same, but there's going to be extra stuff that you are going to love, and it's going to really make it so that you you can really get some quick wins. Win. Yep, I've got it. I've got some of these core things down. Anyway, I'll talk to you about that a bit later. Let me just have a look at some of your comments. Oh, it was too hot to knit in the last few days, says Fiona. I have still been knitting, but I've been trying to stay in a cool place to do my knitting. Oh, thanks, Terry. You love my flouncy skirt. I love that flouncy skirt. I wore it yesterday. I keep wearing it all the time. In fact, yesterday, because it's a nice, it's slinky flouncy, with that rayon, viscosy stuff. And I was thinking, I think I need another one. I love the swish swish feel of it, and I'm wearing it, and it is cool because it has a lot of volume, so a lot of air circulates up your legs. It's much cooler. So I would like to make another one. I'll have to do that. Hi Diane, nice to see you, and Tamsin, nice to see you. So many of you. Luana. Amanda said, my grandma, who will be 88 this June, told me how she used to teach her students how to knit back in the day, boys and girls. She said that the boys often enjoyed it more than the girls did. I wonder if it has something to do with perfectionism, do you think? My son really enjoyed knitting when he learnt to knit when he was at school when he was 6, and he was very proud of the chicken he made. And I've forgotten what else he made, but we've still got the chicken, and he still, pretty much thinks, got that nailed. I can pretty much knit, although he won't do it. But why would he? Because he already knows how to do it. Whereas my daughters are like, oh, I don't know, I can't get it perfect, and there's so much to learn, and I'm not sure. So they definitely come at it with a different attitude to him. Are you running late this morning, Sabrina? Well, you're here now. Hi, Maureen. How are you? I haven't seen you for a while. you finally caught the start time, little intro. Has you frustrated? I'm sorry, but it gives me a chance just to get myself sorted before I go on. Hi Janet, nice to see you. Okay, so why would you take a lesson? Because it can be quite a good idea just to sit down and say, all right, there are words in the pattern I don't understand. There are words I may know what they are, but I'm choosing to ignore them. And it just is an hour, 3 hours, however long the session is, to just focus for a second and say, I'm actually going to just do something to make my knitting a little bit more enjoyable down the track. And I love learning things. My brain loves it. I love the challenge. I love figuring stuff out. And so if you are like that too, you might find that a knitting class where someone walks you through and you get to do a bit of knitting and you get to do a bit of chatting and you get to do a bit of laughing, which is quite often the case. It's fairly hysterical often when you're in a live class. That is a really nice thing to do. And you'll come away thinking, whew, I'm feeling like I can actually do a little, I could probably do that now. And I've heard from a lot of you after classes how they have light bulb moments. Oh, I get it now. Oh, I didn't get it, because sometimes we've got to hear things over and over and over to get them. So that was sort of my why. Why would you take a knitting class? I'm going to be doing a couple of different versions. You know you can always find me here. And I'm actually going to be introducing something to the podcast in the next couple of weeks. I'll tell you about it. I've got so many things to tell you about this year. It's all go. I'm actually going to do a segment in the podcast where I can actually answer some of your questions. And I haven't started it yet. We're setting it up so that you can send me questions and things. But I thought it would be a nice thing just to take a couple of questions every week and give you a taste of the kind of stuff we do in Wardrobe Toolbox, but also just help you understand some of the stuff that comes up all the time. So I thought that would be helpful to you, and so that will start in another little bit. I can't remember when. It's all in my calendar, so I'll come back to that. So you know you can find me here, and you know you can find me on Wardrobe Toolbox. And as I said, the doors will open again right at the end of March. We're having a little change to the way that works, and I'll come back and talk to you about that. It's really fun in there, and a lot of people have learnt a lot. I hear all the time, I'm feeling so much more confident about this. That is something I hear all the time. And people come in because they want to make garments that fit them. And we do have shawl patterns and stuff, but their confidence grows, and they meet people and they make friends, and it's such a nice environment. So those are two places you can find me. I'm going to also be at a knitting summit. Now, I did this last year, and for those of you who came last year, you'll have a taste of what this is about. And it's called, have I got a logo? I haven't printed out a logo. It's called Knit Your Wardrobe Summit. And to find out more details, you can go to my website. I've got a page set up, and it's truelymyrtle.com/summit, SUMMIT. You can go and have a look at that now if you want. Click the button and go and have a look. It is an affiliate thing, and because I'm teaching and it's all free, you can get everything for free. I'll explain all the details in a second. But if you decide to upgrade, I get paid from a portion of everybody that upgrades. So that's the way it works out for me. It's going to be really good. And Hortense, who organises it, last year we had quite a sweater focus. This year it's a bit broader. So I thought I'd just tell you about it. It's not this weekend. It's next weekend. It's 100% online, and it goes for 4 days. And it's really, really, I think it's going to be really helpful. So for those of you who want a little taste of what is it like to learn from me, you get a taste of some of the stuff I do inside Wardrobe Toolbox. But actually, it'll be quite a good foundation thing for a lot of you. I'll tell you about it, and then I'll tell you about some of the people in it, and that'll give you a sense of it. Okay, so this is all American times, and so if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you just add a day onto this. You just add a day on. So in America, it starts on Thursday, the 20th of February. So it's online, 100% online, okay? You can watch it at home, and it's live. So it starts at 8 a.m., and I think it's Eastern time. I can't be 100% sure about that. It'll say go over to my website, truelymyrtle.com/summit. I'll put links below this video. And for us, it starts Friday. Anyway, it goes the 20th, 21st, anyway, it either goes Thursday to Sunday or Friday to Monday, depending on where you live in the world. But next weekend, not Valentine's weekend, the one after. Okay, and it's live and it's free. And so what they do is they have all the lessons. There are like half an hour lessons from a variety of instructors. I'll tell you some in a minute. And they come live through the day, and you can watch them live, and then you can also watch them for 48 hours. It's slightly different from last year. Last year it was 24 hours, but it's 48 hours you can watch them live. So if you are asleep when it starts, don't worry, because you can go back in for 2 whole days afterwards and you can catch all these little lessons. And you might decide you'll just pick and choose. You might sit there and just binge them all like it's Netflix or something. But you might also just pick and choose and say, oh, I think I'll watch that, I think I'll watch that. But you've got 48 hours to watch it free, okay? You sign up, you have to sign up in order to get a ticket. You get a free ticket, and so that entitles you to come along. One of the cool things about it is the classes are all quite short, so they're all between about 20 minutes and half an hour. I think mine might be 31 minutes. I think it is. It's just like a little bit longer, but it's pretty much half an hour. And the ticket includes 48 hours access to listen. And the other thing they're doing, which they didn't do last year they did these little Zoom calls, and you had, I jumped on a Zoom call and I chatted and answered questions. It was only me. But this time we're having a panel, and I've had to sign up to a panel. And so I'm going to be on the panel my time, New Zealand time, 8 a.m. Sunday morning. Okay. So for those of you in the States, it's going to be Saturday night, I suppose. Saturday night. It's the day before. Anyway, all the details are there, so don't worry about that. But for those of you in New Zealand, 8 a.m. Australians, I'm really sorry. That's quite early for you, but that was the only time that actually worked for me. I was awake, so that was quite good. Anyway, they have these live panels, and so I'm on with a couple of other people, which is going to be really fun. There's some people I really want to meet, and so they're on the panel with me. And so you get to ask your questions, and it's all live, and this is part of the free ticket. So, and I guess you can watch the replay of that for 48 hours as well. Okay, so there's a lot available for the 48 hours. If you want, they've also got a Facebook group, so you can go over and chat in the Facebook group as well. If you want to keep all the material, you can do that. They used to have 2 levels last year, and now it's just 1, I realize. And so you can sign up to something called the Super Pack. And so you sign up to the Super Pack, you'll get emailed about this once you have your free ticket. Just expect an email, and you can pay some money. And I actually don't know the cost of it off the top of my head, but it'll be they'll tell you in the email. And then that's the portion that if you decide to upgrade, that's what I get a little bit of a fee from. And so that's the way I get paid out of this, for doing my teaching and being in the panel and all of that, all the time it's taken me to do it. So with the Super Pack, you get access to all of the classes forever, and you also get a host of stuff. I actually went through the other day, and I've got 3 patterns in it. So other people have got patterns. They've donated patterns. Someone's donated a class. There's all sorts of stuff, this long line of stuff that you get with your Super Pack. So it's pretty cool if you want to do that. So it's a VIP experience, they're calling it. I'm just seeing if I've missed anything. Oh, you get course notes. Oh, that's the other thing. If you upgrade, you also get the course notes for every lesson. So I've got course notes. Oh, yes, Alyssa has got a really good point for everybody in New Zealand and Australia. It's US dollars. Don't forget that. Do the conversion before you start spending money, okay? It is US dollars. And I'm not sure about the price. Do you know, Alyssa? Have you done it yet? Do you know what it is? If anyone has done it so far, they can let us know. Okay, there are prizes all the way through so that you can win a prize. And I've put a pattern in for the prizes. So there's prizes all the way through. It's just nice. It's just really friendly and nice. So let me tell you who's in it and how they're doing it. I've written it down. The 4 days are separated into 4 different things. And I've got here, day 1 is foundations. Now, day 1 for foundations, I printed it out because I thought it would be helpful. There are 6 people running classes on day 1 for foundations. So there's one class by, I won't tell you all their names, you can go and look, but the classes are things like how to make a gauge swatch that doesn't lie. Now, all of you in Wardrobe Toolbox, You probably already know how to do this, I imagine, but it always helps to hear someone else say it. That's what I think. Because sometimes people say things in a way that you hear and other people, and you hear things so many times. Hortense has got a class about how to read knitting patterns. And then there's a class which is a little bit different. This isn't all about garments this time. This is about all sorts of things. And so the next class is about from simple to stunning, favourite cast-ons for hats, mitts and more. I think these last three are going to be excellent classes. I'm going to watch all these myself. Choose the right yarn for your garment project. That looks like a good one. Increases, decreases, and their pros and cons. I think that would be a good one. We've actually got a class about that in Wardrobe Toolbox as well. So it'll be interesting to see what she says versus what I say. Because, you can decide for yourselves what you like to listen to. Then the last class in that Foundations Day is the Language of Stitches, Strategies to Strengthen Knitting Literacy. So I thought that sounded really quite interesting. So that's the first day. The second day they're doing accessories. I haven't printed off that. You can go and do it. Day 3 they're doing sweaters and garments. So this is when you're going to find me on day 3. And here we are. There's 6 of us on day 3 and there's some really cool people in there. So Chantel is doing how to choose your size and taking the right measurements. Megan from Pip and Pin, I'm on the panel with her, and I could be on with Chantel as well, I think. But she's doing something about custom sleeve shaping. I'm doing one about knitting curves and waist shaping made easy. It's quite a good class, actually, if I had to say so myself. It's actually quite good. There's lots of cool ideas in there and really easy things through to a little bit more math. So I think you'll find it super helpful. Jackie is doing one about getting a great fit with horizontal bust darts. Jackie's got a whole course about bust darts. I've watched a lot of her stuff about bust darts and it's really interesting, and she has some different ideas for me than me. So for those of you who are in Wardrobe Toolbox, we have done quite a lot. Well, we've done a lot on bust darts. We've still got one more aspect to cover, which is coming. But Jackie's got some other ideas, and I think hers will be quite interesting to listen to. Natalie, who is pretty awesome actually. Natalie is Brit. Actually, those two are both British. She's doing the hidden delights of directional shaping. Now that is something. If you want to make your garments be really polished, then directional shaping is something you want to do. And we've definitely covered this in Wardrobe Toolbox, but you might want to hear someone else talk about it. And then Bethany is doing one about how to design your own sweater. And I know that some of you Wardrobe Toolboxes really want some of that. So how to design your own sweater. So that is day 3. It's all the sweaters all the time. Day 4, they're doing socks and finishing. And so there's things like blocking and, doing all sorts of things to do with socks. And so day 4 is something, would just be fun as if you wanted to learn things about socks. They do a Q&As throughout the day with every day. And as I said, mine is on Sunday morning. So I think that tells you the guts of it. If you want to join up and get your free ticket, I highly encourage you to go through me, because that is the way it'll, and then if you do end up buying the super pack, that is the thing that they know it's come through me, which would be so nice if you did that. And so you just go to my website, Wardrobe Toolbox. No, it's not Wardrobe Toolbox. Don't go there. I mean, you can go there later. But first of all, go to trulymyrtle.com/summit. Super easy. Now, for those of you who are on my mini mag, I'm going to tell you all this in the mini mag tomorrow. So there'll be buttons and links and all of those things to click. So you can just click from there. You can sign up to that by going to trulymyrtle.com/minimag. But if you're over there signing up for the summit anyway, with the summit, getting your free ticket, you'll see down there somewhere is a place to sign up for my mini mag. It's all over the show, so just sign up while you're there, because that is the best way to stay in touch with me. I know I come here on the podcast, but I do like having a chat with you in your inbox, and the people on my list who get my mini mag, they get the discounts. So you people are lucky, because no one else gets those discounts. Alrighty, let me see what you're saying, and let me have a cup of my tea. There's a lot of things to tell you. Wardrobe Toolbox is one of the best things I've added to my life, says Barbara. You're so kind, Barbara. So many wonderful things have happened for me. I know, it's been me too, Barbara. Me too. Oh. And Sabrina says, I absolutely agree, Barbara. Hey, Katie, I can see you've borrowed your account while yours is on charge. Sounds fine. Okay, So that was the first place you can find me, and that is not this weekend but next weekend. It will be fun, and I think you can dip in and dip out of the things you want to watch, and but if you do want to keep it, there's an option to keeping it as well. And there's all those extra goodies in there. I mean, who doesn't want free patterns? Me. That sounds great. Okay, so the second thing I'm doing is I'm teaching in real life. So for those of you who are in New Zealand, and for those of you who are maybe even in Australia, you could actually come, guys, if you want, sleep on a plane. I'm going to be teaching at Knit and Gather in North Canterbury in March, at the end of March. And let me just tell you the dates. I'm going to tell you what I'm teaching as well. I'll tell you first, if you want to register. Oh, just lost my page. I had a page printed out so I can tell you how to register. But let me just go back and find it. The event is going to be Friday the 28th of March and Saturday the 29th of March and Sunday the 29th of March. I'm pretty sure that's the market. So the classes are on Friday the 28th and Saturday the 29th. That's right. And then there's a market afterwards, and I'm going to bring not all my samples, but as many as I can squeeze into my suitcases, and I'm going to have my suitcases, my patterns down there and everything, so you can have a good old try on. Thank you, Barbara. It's you can sign up for Knit and Gather at Knit and Gather. I'm going to spell it for you. knitngathernc@gmail.com. They've got a Facebook page. So I'm going to say it to you again. Knit, KNIT. N is all one word, gather nc@gmail.com. They have got a Facebook page. Don't be confused with an American website, Knit and Gather. It is a New Zealand thing, and so go and sign up there and you can fill out the form and come along. There are still places in some of the classes, I'll tell you that. Oh, you people are so nice. I keep telling people that Wardrobe Toolbox is the best investment you can make in yourself that you can make. Oh, Bernadette, you're such a sweetheart. I could give you all a hug. And yes, Terry was there at Knit and Gather last year, and she said it was a lot of fun, and she'd highly recommend it. And we had fun, didn't we, Terry? And it is going to be even more fun this year, I think, because last year was the first time, and this year is the second time. So those are the things I wanted to tell you about that. When it is, right at the end of March, there is still time to get a ticket on a plane and to come down. And there's still classes available. So let me tell you, they're not all available though. I'll tell you what I'm teaching, and then maybe you want to come and meet me and come into my class. They're always fun. We always have a good time in my classes. So one of my classes is sold out, and that is called Pop, Blend or Clash, Colour Theory for Knitters. I'm sorry everybody, but that one is sold out already, but there are some places left in some of my others. So the first one I'm teaching, I don't know what order these go in, but I'll say the first one on my list is the Knitting Fit Fix, Measure, Modify, Master. Now I think this is the class that a lot of you want to do. When you tell me, I don't know, I can't make anything, it doesn't fit me, I don't know, you're like that, I keep making things and they don't work and like that, then this is the class I think you'll really enjoy it. I said that knitting shouldn't feel like a gamble, but you just shouldn't have to cross your fingers and hope for the best. So what we're going to do is we're going to take your measurements, we're going to talk about how to choose a size, we're going to talk about basic mods. It's basically the class for someone that has a knitting pattern and they say, oh, I really like that knitting pattern, I want it to look like that, and I want it to fit me, and I don't look like the model in the picture by a long shot. I don't look like the model in the picture, but I want my jumper to look a bit like that. I don't want to make any crazy modifications to it. I don't want to change up the patterning. I'm probably not going to change the neck. And it's beautiful, but just the way it is, it's absolutely beautiful, but I need it to fit me. If you're that person, this is the class for you, okay? That is also the person that we are going to we are revamping Wardrobe Toolbox, and that person is going to have some really cool stuff inside Wardrobe Toolbox. But I will teach you the 3 hours live, all of that. And it's really fun. And it's a lot of information, but there will be really, really great light bulb moments for you in that. The second thing I'm teaching is called the Swatch Wizard. I know you might already be saying, oh my good gracious, what do I want to do 3 hours about swatching for? It is so fun. The swatching class is really fun. I've actually taught it once before at Cannes last year, and I've called swatching the unsung hero of knitting, and we're going to demystify the art of swatching so you can approach every project with confidence and clarity. The thing about swatching is it's like a secret weapon into your knitting. So if you get your swatches, if you just spend a little bit of time and do a swatch and do a couple of the things that I talk about, and we also talk about tension and evening up your tension and working out what's happening with your tension. If you can get your head around doing it and not see it as an absolute freaking nightmare, but you can see it as, hey, I'm like the master of my knitting now. If you can do that, it's all in here, then your knitting is going to be a lot smoother. So that is my second class, the Swatch Wizard. Guess what? There are still places available. You should join me for that. It's going to be wicked. The third class I'm teaching is called Bust Boost. That one is fun. And it's for the people whose tops ride up. It's for the people whose cardigans burst open. It's for the people that make things and they're always too big. It's for those people. And so if you're choosing size based on your bust and it's all slopping off your shoulders, then this class is for you. And I'm talking to you about how to figure out, do I need a bust start, and if so, how much? Where do I want to put it? How am I going to put it in? How can I do it when things are tricky? I've got a bunch of different ideas for you for bust starts, and we're going to spend 3 hours and we're going to go over them, and it's going to be so much fun. So I've said by the end, you'll be ready to customize your garments with confidence and create knits that look like they were made for your bust, because they were. Once you have mastered this technique or these techniques and you've figured out which ones you like, you can start putting those into all your garments. And the person who's saying, I love that pattern and I want it to fit me, this is quite an integral part of that if you're finding that the bust is an issue for you. So Bust Boost. There are still some places, I believe. I just have to check how many places, what the story is with that one, but I'm pretty sure there are still some places. Yeah, there's not many, but there are some. Okay, and then the last one, which I already said was sold out, Pop, Blend or Clash, Colour Theory for Knitters. Do your colour choices ever fall a bit flat? I'm quite looking forward. We've done quite a bit about colour in Wardrobe Toolbox, but that is a class I think I'm going to bring over into Wardrobe Toolbox as well. Anyway, those are my 4 classes. It's boom, boom, boom all weekend, like for this Friday and Saturday. So you can join me, and I've just got a list here of what's on when. So my Swatch Wizard class is on Friday morning. My Bust Boost class is Friday afternoon. My Bust must be something else because it's been repeated. Basically, Swatch is on Friday morning. I'm not sure when the other ones are. I'm not sure if it's Bust Boost. It's either Bust Boost or Knit Fit sort of class. Knitting Fit Fix is either Friday afternoon or Saturday morning, one of the two. But you can basically, if you want to be with me all weekend, that might be a little bit of overkill from me. Oh, you've edited it. Good. Oh, I can't see that yet. Maybe I have to refresh, and I can't refresh. You might decide that you're going to see some of the other lovely tutors and not just spend the whole weekend or whole 2 days with me. You might be ready just to say, okay, Libby, like we've done our dash with you. If you do 4 classes in a row, I won't be offended if you don't. But there are other classes. So Lisa Craig is coming from Lisa F Designs, and she designs the most cute baby patterns. She also has a beautiful range of yarn, and she is teaching a bunch of classes as well. I'm just going to see. Lisa's Max Your Pattern. Oh, Max Your Pattern. Lisa's really good at teaching classes to help you be a little bit designer. And so I think those would be good classes if you're keen on like pushing yourself a little bit to bring some of your ideas into the pattern. She's got great classes around that kind of thing. She also has some beautiful technique classes. And then we have a teacher that wasn't there last year who's coming called Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, let me just look on my thing again. Elizabeth is teaching. There's 3 of us that are teaching. Hang on, I can tell you them all. Lisa is, I'll tell you what Elizabeth's teaching first. Elizabeth is teaching top-down knitting. And so if you are bamboozled by top-down knitting and you want to understand how do I start, where do I go, what happens next, Elizabeth is teaching a class about that. She is absolutely lovely. She designs beautiful garments. She's based here in New Zealand, so she's got one. Maximizing your knitting pattern is one of Lisa's. Embroidery and embellishments with Lisa's. That would be really nice. Edges, polished and decorative finishes with Lisa. So she's got those 3. So I should slow down because I think I've been talking 10 to the dozen. But you get the gist. There's a lot to choose from. So go and have a little look. It'll be, if you email, go over to the Facebook page first, Knit and Gather NC North Canterbury. Have a look and see what's on. Figure out what you want to do. There's all things in the Facebook page, and then from there you can send an email to them and say, hey, I want to sign up for some of the classes. And then if you're in the area and you're floating around and you're not available on those days, then come on Sunday for the market. There's a big market. I think it's probably in a different event, a different location this year. Is it the market? I'm not sure. It was so nice last year. It was in a huge sort of barn area, and all the traders were there around, and everyone was chatting and milling, and oh, it was lovely. It's so nice seeing all the yarn and all the bits and pieces, and I had all my patterns and garments and things like that. So it's going to be a really fun weekend. I love it in North Canterbury. It won't be as hot as here, hopefully, and hopefully by then we'll be able to wear a little more knitwear that is woolly than compared to what we're wearing now, which would be nice. So that was basically, that's what I wanted to tell you today about why you want to take a knitting lesson and where you can find me for some of the knitting lessons. Oh yes, it's in the pavilion again. Excellent. So the market will be in the pavilion. That was a really good space. It was a lovely, lovely space. So come and join us, and you can just nosy around and have a little squish of yarn and try things on and chat to people. And if you see me, say hi, because I always like seeing you. And tell me who you are. And Wardrobe Toolbox people, you have now got, I need to remind you, you've got these lanyards and things we've made. So if you print those out or make a badge or something, and then I'll know you're a Wardrobe Toolbox person. I'm pretty sure we'll arrange a Wardrobe Toolbox meetup at some point, probably Sunday afternoon, which will be fantastic to see you all. We did one last year. It was massive. There were so many of you that came, so it'll be really nice. Fantastic. Okay, so everyone can go over to Knit and Gather Facebook page and find out more about that. I'll put a link to that in my mini mag as well tomorrow, so that you'll be able to go to all the places. If you want to see me next weekend and you want to join me for the online event, you just head to trulymyrtle.com/summit, and you'll find out all the details about that. It does look to be really good. Again, it was great last year, and I think that you'll be impressed with the teaching. So yeah, be really fun. I think it'll be good. Alrighty, everybody, I'm going to fly. I've got so many things to do, and I've got some fun knitting I'm working on at the moment, so that's always good. And I'm seeing you Wardrobe Toolboxes this afternoon, because we have got a Q&A session this afternoon. Oh my gosh, you've sent me such cool questions. I spent the whole afternoon yesterday going over the questions. I've got a big pile of stuff next to me here. I'm ready to dive into your specific questions and answer them. I've printed off pictures, and I've printed off things, and I've pulled out books, and it's going to be really good. So Wardrobe Toolboxes, I'll see you this afternoon. The rest of you, I will see you same time, same place next week, 10 a.m. Thursday morning, New Zealand time, for another live chat. Don't forget, I have to tell you this, because otherwise YouTube doesn't do what we need it to do. And I have to tell you that you can put your thumb up. If you like this video, please click your thumb. It makes such a difference so other people can see the video. So thumb it up, and also subscribe. So if you haven't already and you subscribe to the video, subscribe to my channel, then YouTube, I think YouTube really likes the thumbs more than the subscribes, but I'd love it if you subscribed as well. But it loves the thumbs, and apparently the more thumbs you get, the more it sends it out, the more likely you are to find me again, the easier it is to get to me, and the more knitters will come and discover the delights of Truly Myrtle patterns and join us for a chat. So thumbs up. Click subscribe. I'm pretty sure Facebook works pretty much the same way. You thumb it, you like the page, you do all the things. We have to we have to do that. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I have ads on this podcast. I didn't have ads for quite a long time, and this podcast is sponsored by Truly Myrtle. This is why I don't want to have sponsors. I avoid that. I always have, because I've always felt like, no, this is sponsored by Truly Myrtle. But apparently, if you don't click ads for YouTube, it doesn't show your podcast to anybody. So then it doesn't even come up in your subscriber feed. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, so that's why I have ads. I'm sorry about that. You just have to click through them. And every now and then I should go back and take them off from the middle, but it's just, I need to get someone to do that for me. It's just one job too many. But that's why there are ads. So thumbs up. See you later. Have a lovely time. Do lots of knitting. And I will catch you next week. See you later, everyone. Bye.